Yeah, that was literally just like taking my banner and pushing it onto the screen. But it's like
Nice.
it's a comics font. Like it was a
Hmm.
custom one I found.
Oh,
It's
nice.
used for a lot of like comics like title screens and stuff, like the big pop text whenever you see it on
Yeah,
a comic page. It's
I
that.
love comic fonts.
So
Comic fonts are so
yeah,
cool. I just love fonts in general.
agreed. But it's kind of cool. Like I'm putting together the Marvel month video.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've had my intro for a while, but I haven't really done any Marvel related videos since I made that intro.
Oh
So it's kind of
yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
together a Marvel video game intro or a Marvel video game uh, episode, like with that intro. It looks
That'd
really
be
nice.
perfect. That's a sweet intro too. It's perfect for you.
Thanks. I don't use it enough because I don't have time to do anything other than Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I think I'm gonna take like I convinced Brooke to record some of the stuff with me, so like some of the multiplayer X-Men games
Oh, cool.
because she likes X-Men. And so I think I'm gonna take those because we like audio on just in case there was anything funny that happened that I can kind of inject into the video. So I think I'm gonna take those and like cut out some of the good bits and just like put that out as like a little mini kind of relationship therapy thing later in May,
Nice.
just to
I
have
like
some extra
those.
content.
I
Because
like
there's
those.
a little bit like in the actual video so far, but
Mhm.
I figure why waste the rest of it? There's like an hour's worth of stuff in there. Surely I can find like a 10-minute video out of it.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Absolutely.
So yeah, get a little more mileage out of May.
There you go.
That.
Perfect.
All right.
Sorry, are you ready, Thomas? I was just
Yep.
rambling.
Mm-hmm. I got everything up, and I'm recording,
Okay.
and we're ready to go in 3.
Ah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Trash Shot of Gamescast.
Ready?
Lo is throwing me off my game today. I don't know why.
You startled me when you said, "Oh, get ready." I'm like, "Oh, we're starting already."
First, his audio was quiet, and then I came back, and it was super loud, and I turned him down, and he's
You
just
overcompensated. Yeah.
yeah.
Now we're
You
good.
have
though.
to remember, it's 420 and Lo lives in Vegas. He doesn't know what we're doing right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Oh, what?
right.
Where are we, dudes? I have no idea what's going on right now. Like none.
I just like to keep that Vegas bro stereotype going. It's fun to me.
Oh yeah. Got to. Stereotypes are funny. I think
Yeah,
that's why
that's true.
they're stereotypes. It's like all they're good for in my book. Humor.
Yeah. But you know, this is the Trash Shot Gamescast where friends gather around and talk about the things going on in their lives and the games they've been playing.
Ooh.
Justin. Yeah, we're joined by Justin. Hello.
Hello.
And Lo.
Hey boss, how's it going?
It's going. It's happening.
Yeah. It feels like this week was really long. I missed you guys. I'm glad we're here together again.
It was long because I was just waiting for
Me too.
payday. So I was like, "Is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? I need money. Is it Friday yet?"
I know that feel.
Yeah. I'm on my vacation, so I've just been most of my week has just been laying in bed, either playing video games or watching movies and TV shows. So,
Sounds horrible.
yeah. It's kind of awful when you think about it.
Yeah, that sounds like the worst thing ever. Jeez.
Yeah.
What have you been
It's
watching?
kind of boring.
Um, it is very boring, but it's also a very me thing.
Yeah.
So I've been watching Altered Carbon. I talked about this in our Discord chat a bit, but
Oh yeah.
I finally finished it today, and the last few episodes were not as strong as the first few, at least in my opinion, anyways. But I think it's a great show. Like I don't watch a lot of TV shows anyways, but the premise was enough to get me hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought about it was it's kind of like an HBO version of Blade Runner. Like if HBO wanted to make their own Blade Runner TV show, it's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
The whole
Cool.
premise is that
It's
is
Netflix though.
yeah, I know, but like
Yeah.
Netflix quality is all over the place. So you can find some trash on there. You can also find some really good stuff.
It's true.
Yeah.
Is it just one season right now?
Yeah, there's only one season.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're saying what was the premise of it?
the premise of it is that this guy gets unfrozen. Like it's really hard to explain, but basically
Try.
it's like it's
Basically,
like
in this world, no one dies. So whenever you die, your consciousness is put into a new body.
Oh, the altered carbon. That's where that comes in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. Huh.
And what it's
And this
framed
guy
ar-
doesn't know that he's been revived in a new body.
Oh.
well he does, but
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he didn't know he died, and so he wakes up and he's like, "Wait, what? Why am I?" Like,
yeah, he looks at a mirror.
What
he
am
looks
I?
in a mirror, and whatever they had there. Anyways, the whole thing is framed around like a murder mystery, like who killed this incredibly wealthy person that can never die because he gets his consciousness beamed up into a cloud, basically.
That's handy.
So he's wondering who tried to kill him. And it gets into some really seedy shit. Like there's some really bad stuff. Like if you have an aversion to nudity, sex, or really, really nasty things, you might want to avoid it.
No, I'm not about any of those things at all.
But yeah, it's a pretty good show. The next one I'm gonna check out is Into the Badlands. My friend's been recommending that to me.
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that, and it's pretty sweet.
Nice. So yeah, that's all I've been pretty much watching.
Cool.
Justin, what have you been up to?
Not much actually. I think I said last week that I kind of forget like how little time I have when I'm working.
Yeah.
So let's see. I think it was Tuesday. No. Wednesday, I guess. I don't know. Someday this week is the point. I had an interview in the afternoon at like 1:30 or something like that. So I just basically took off the afternoon from work. I left at like noon or something, got lunch, and then went to the interview. And then I got home and started recording the. Sorry, I'm playing with my mic. I'm playing with my webcam, and it's distracting.
No, you're
me.
fine.
I need to stop. Anyway, I started recording the Marvel Month video that I'm going to be doing in a few weeks, or releasing in a few weeks, because I figured I had a few extra hours. I might as well get that done. Brooke was at her parents' cleaning and stuff, so I kind of had the time to myself to just like set everything up. Like I have a space over on the other side of the room that I can kind of like customize to my needs, like put up different artwork and stuff like that. So I kind of made that look all Marvel-y and then recorded it.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was pretty much my free time on Monday. And then like every other day of the week, like after work, I've just been editing that. So I can't actually remember anything that I've played this week at all.
Nice.
Because I get into my projects. Like I'll have long spans where I don't really care to work on anything except like my obligations, quote unquote. Like I love doing Final Fantasy stuff, but that is like an episode a week. So I kind of just like, okay, I have to get this done by Friday, upload it Friday night, have it up Saturday morning. And then like the rest of my time is whatever I want to do. Kind of like, I know that I have to do that. So like when I have another project that I get into, I'm just like, I want to work on that instead. Like I don't do these all the time. Because I put out this kind of like the list type video like this maybe once every few months at this point, just because they're so intensive. It's like probably 20 to 30 hours total, like between recording the games, depending on how many games there are, recording the actual like script and everything, like writing the script, editing it all together, like anything I have to Photoshop to pop up on screen, or like add in little bits. Sometimes I do like some light animation, which takes forever. Like all that stuff, it adds up. Like my DS one where I was doing the friggin' like double me's on screen, like that kind of stuff. It's a lot
that must have been really confusing to edit. Just a little. It
was more confusing to shoot because I was trying to pick. I'm right here on camera. Yeah. And then I need to put myself over here on camera so that if I hit myself, it'll actually connect. Like I'm recording them at two separate times, and I don't have anyone to stand in for me or anything because I'm not that fancy. Yeah. So yeah, it's difficult to coordinate, and I don't make it perfect because I'm just one person. But that kind of stuff, like I enjoy doing it more than I enjoy just like the weekly stuff. Because I mean, a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff I prepped months in advance. So right now it's just kind of like putting in the last few voices for each episode. Like as I go, exporting, and then like a lot of the monotony of like typing out the cast of each episode and all that stuff. So I like to have something different to work on every now and then. So I've kind of been putting gaming on hold for a little while and doing that stuff. Right. But last weekend after the podcast, my wife and I did record a few games for this list. I wanted to do them with her because they're multiplayer, and I thought she would enjoy them. And she had been sick for the last few weeks, so I'd kind of put those off. I had everything else recorded for it, but I told her, you know, whenever you're better, I want to do these with you because I think you'll enjoy them. So yeah, I did play a few like X-Men games with her. I won't say which ones. But that's pretty much it, I think. I know we're going to get some gaming together this weekend, so hopefully that'll change. But yeah, I've been watching. We're even behind on like shows and stuff. I've been trying to watch everything, but we started Lost in Space last weekend when it came out and got like halfway through the season or so. I think we're on like episode 6 or something like that. And haven't been able to finish that. And like we haven't watched last week's Shield, and there's a new one tonight. And like pretty much all the like long shows for the week we haven't gotten to, because like we'll watch one thing during dinner, and then, you know, go about our nights, like my editing and stuff. So yeah, if I don't have time to watch a like hour-long TV show, I'm not gonna play any games. But I want to. It's just time management, especially when I'm also like going to interviews and stuff, trying to plan all that out.
Yeah, there's that too.
So yeah.
Lo, stop drinking and talk.
My alcohol. So how's my week been? My week's been interesting. It was an interesting week. I was just doing the Grubhub thing. I took a few days off, one of which I took a day off to go to a job interview for, well, nah, screw it. I can still talk about it. So I applied for a job a while back at 2K for a QA tester. And it was like a seasonal thing. I just kind of applied. I'm like, oh, cool, 2K, why not? Apply. And then I forgot about it. And then just last week, someone called me, did a phone interview. She liked everything I had to say. So I went in for an in-person interview on Wednesday this week. And one sort of crappy thing about that is if I do get offered that position is I wouldn't be able to do any sort of content that is involving game coverage, which would obviously include this here. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. But
and your
I
YouTube
need a job.
channel and
So
yeah, exactly. Like,
but your twin brother Bo could totally join us in your stead.
I'll text him right now, actually. Bo, hey dude, how are you doing? Sorry for the bullshit during the battle royale. I just friendly fire. What you gonna do? You want to stand in for me? It's my fire is the friendliest. You want to stand in for me on CSG? Okay, so I sent him a text anyways. So yeah, we'll see if he can stand in for me.
Cool. Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't text back. He might be a little salty about the battle royale incident. I don't know. Shit happens. Whatever. So there's that.
What's up, Boren?
Yeah. So yeah, I was doing that, the Grubhub thing, which is pretty cool. I did take a few days off, so like my number's not as big this week. I'm like around just under 200, but that's fine. It's a cool gig, you know. I can go on like whenever, work it whenever, and you know, just I get paid every Thursday every week, so that's cool. Other than that, just working on.
It's not how big your number is, how you use it.
Right, exactly. So yeah, there's that. Just more of the video editing, like freelance stuff, really on top of it. There's one I'm just waiting for a payment now, so that's cool. So aside from that, though, I did get a key. I did get a game key at the beginning of this week for this game called Extinction, and I remember looking at the title art, the cover art for it. I'm like, this looks like a really crappy like Shadow of Colossus ripoff, and it pretty much is. And it's what sucks about it though is that there's a lot of like cool elements in the game itself. It's just that the game is in entirety, it's not pulled off very well. There's not a lot of content. The movement system is cool, the combat's neat, like some of like the visual effects and stuff like that. The scale between like you, the player character, and the monsters is on point, but it's just so repetitive. It's like you're doing one of three things and you have a time limit, and basically there's like these two other game modes in it, like skirmish and then skirmish, and it's called Extinction mode. Extinction mode is quote unquote the horde mode, but it's basically just like any other of the story missions. It's still the same rules. You still have the time limitation, and if there's so much destruction that goes on around you, like if the monsters destroy like the entire town, it's game over, that kind of crap. So it just kind of seems like they just took the same thing and just kind of like tried to rehash it, but which is really lame because it's like I said, the movement's cool. There's like a cool like grappling system. It's kind of like what's it called? Attack on Titan with the little grappling hooks. You can like zip around.
Oh yeah.
All kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, and then just running up all the monsters and stuff like that. I mean, if you watch the trailer for this game, that's basically everything that the game has to offer. And that's like the first like 10 minutes of the game. Wow. It's like after like up until that point, I was like, oh, this game's pretty cool. Then after I was like, oh, this is all the game is. Okay, womp. The thing about that game is the thing that's a little daunting about it is that there is a downloadable content option on the main screen. If you click on it, it doesn't go anywhere currently, but it's clear that they're planning DLC for this too. And this is a $60 freaking game. This should be.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's $60 freaking dollars retail. Like if I hadn't have gotten it through Keymailer, I wouldn't have like gotten it otherwise. Like I wouldn't have paid $60 for this game.
Yeah. And
it's really frustrating. It's more like a $10 game, 15 tops. There's just no content there. And I'm just hoping that, because if you look at the reviews right now on Steam, they're not even that great. They're not good at all. Really,
oh, what's the name of it again? Is it Extinction?
Extinction, yeah.
Okay.
It's a good
is it at least
game.
a good $10 game though? Like if they drop the price on it?
If it were $10, then I can see paying $10 for it and getting $10 worth of entertainment out of it. Yeah, absolutely. Not 60 though. Absolutely not. There is the skirmish mode does kind of have this sort of like procedural generation to it, which is the price. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. It's not worth that. It's worth like maybe like 1/5 of that, or 1/6 rather.
Yeah.
Which sucks, like I said, because the game has a lot of like really cool like stuff in it, like the visual effects and whatnot. But like I said, watch the trailer. That's all the game has to offer. That's it, and that's maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops into the game. So that sucks. I was going in like, okay, I'll give this a chance. It looks like a Shadow of the Colossus knockoff or something like that, but which it kind of is. You're fighting like the big monsters and stuff, but even those big giant monsters that you fight, they all look the same pretty much. They're all like bipedal, like orc looking dudes. And it'd be kind of nice if they had like changed it up, like at least with Shadow of the Colossus, every encounter was different, completely different. And there was like different like weak points and stuff like that. Every one of these guys is the same. It's like chop their head off and you win. But it's like, in order to chop their head off, you have to like fill up this gauge or this meter or whatever. And you fill that up by like saving civilians or
this sounds like the Attack on Titan game.
It pretty much is. I haven't played any of them, but I hear it's like pretty much like a cheap version of that. And
well, it's not. It's not cheap. It's full price.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, like cheap. You can tell that they like just kind of like made just like bare minimum games. Like, okay, let's try to sell it now, which sucks because I don't know. Like I said, I wanted to like it, but it just gives me so many reasons not to. So I definitely don't recommend it at that price.
Yeah, that's a shame. Developers Iron Galaxy, they're kind of they made Dive Kick and Killer Instinct, which were two like well received. But yeah, no way.
Yeah, no, like save yourself the money.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad I got that through Keymailer, because otherwise I wouldn't have paid $60 for it regardless, because it just, even the title art, the cover art looks really uninspired, it's just like, oh, little dude with a sword and a big giant monster, oh look. It's just, I don't know. Anyways, that's really all I've been playing this week. I was like trying to like that game all week. I'm like, nope, I can't do it. Every time I tried to like, oh well, this is cool, but then I'd find like 3 other things. I was like, oh well, too bad. Other than that, just a little bit of Xenoverse, just playing some Xenoverse with my brother and a buddy of mine. I like jumping. We just have mad server issues. That game. I hate it, but when it works, I love it. But the rest of the time, I hate it.
We're probably the only gaming podcast to talk about Xenoverse for as much as we have.
Really?
I think so. Like, because you and me kind of like it, but also like it's kind of. I don't think anyone else would ever talk about it
at the same time.
Yeah,
I like it, but kind of trash.
Yeah. And every time you bring it up, I'm like, oh yeah, I should play that game. And then I'm like, why? I don't know.
But then you remember all the bullshit that you have to go through to play the damn game. It's like, oh, okay. Like I was trying to do. I was trying earlier. It was me and my brother and a buddy of mine. We were just trying to set up a room so we can just get like a rotational versus thing going. So one person spectates, and then the other two people have to go through like 6 different menu options to get this crap set up. And I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah. But once we got it set up, though, it was fun. But it was just like there was all this setup, and then by the time we actually got it set up, I got to play like 3 matches, and then Tanya like tapped me on the shoulder, like, "Oh, we gotta do adult things." I'm like, "Crap!" So I went and did that.
Okay,
We actually went and got a one of those doorbell camera things that I installed earlier. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
It just like replaces the doorbell. It's just like you just like unscrew like your current one and just rewire it. So whenever it rings, it actually rings the doorbell, but it also beams the video to your phone so you can actually like, talk to the person too.
Is that video on all the time, or is that only turn on when it rings?
You can have like a motion detector on it, but you can also set the range of it. So if like someone comes within like a certain amount of feet within your door, it'll like catch it.
If I had a house, I would have that on. I would have that set up so I'm like just like on a screen somewhere in my room, in like one of the rooms, so I could just always see what's going on. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know about you. or if I see like a delivery guy come up, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so the little intercom function's pretty cool. The microphone's a little. I don't know if the microphone's quiet, or if it's just because we live on a corner, so there's a lot of like traffic. There's always like cars or people or kids going by, and so the microphone, or sorry, the speaker on like the doorbell part's a little quiet, but if you yell into it, like they'll hear you.
Okay.
So I want to sound intimidating anyways, so I was like, what do you want? Get out of my house.
I'm Batman.
Where is she?
It's like, are you here to deliver my package? Swear to me. That's cool. Just leave it by the door, thanks.
You should do that next time.
I think I will. What do you want?
Like
that messes up my throat after doing it too long, though.
Yeah.
Next time, Gadget. Next. Enough of that, though.
Does that just leave me? Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, I did. I saw a certain piece of news we'll be talking about later, and I played a certain game that I'll talk about when we discuss that certain piece of news. So that's it.
Okay. Now you have us all wondering.
That was the idea.
So I guess that
this goes out after the news, right?
Yeah. It's streaming.
So
it'll be a callback then. You have to go back in time to find out. But it hasn't happened.
This show has a weird time dimension thing that we just don't get into. We never talk. Just don't talk about it. Ignore it. It's the Back to the Future rule. Just don't recognize it and just go along with the flow.
Yes, our canon is all over the place.
Yeah.
Actually, it was outside of time. We record everything simultaneously. We never really know when something's going to show up. We could just start talking about wow, I looked at the news and came up with nothing somehow. We could just start talking about Serious Sam 4 right now, and we wouldn't even know why. Because apparently that already happened and also didn't happen yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
It happened, but it didn't happen, but it is also happening right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's some like rowdy teenagers outside my building just yelling.
Oh, you better go get off your lawn.
Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
I'll just grab my back scratcher. I don't know. I was trying to look for a cane. I don't have one.
Old man Batman with a cane. Get off my lawn. Or release
you mean Batman Beyond Batman?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so that leaves me, I guess.
Killed Terry.
So yeah, I've been playing more Destiny. Just I finished up the not the Mark of Wolves, but the Dark Below DLC. Finished that up.
It sounds dirty.
You want to visit my Dark Below?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean,
what Destiny is such a weird game. Like I finished up I did all the Dark Below stuff, but I didn't do it in order, so I didn't count. So I had to go and do it again, but in order this time, in order for it to count towards my book. Because you get this book of quests to do. And yeah, that sucks. So I just did it all over again. And my dad's playing with me. He's just laughing at me. He's like, you didn't do it in the right order. So it's making fun of me.
Your dad's called you a noob. That's ironic.
My dad's awesome when it comes to gaming.
That's pretty rad.
So yeah, I did that. It's just, Destiny. I'm just playing it because I was waiting for Yakuza.
Just can't run fast enough. That loop just keeps catching you. Just get caught in that loop.
The shooting is so good.
It is good.
Yeah, Lo was asking me about Destiny earlier this week.
Yeah, because I don't have the DLC, so I was like, should I get back into it? I don't know. Is it worth it? I'm like, yeah.
I'll say yes, and then you'll get pissed.
When the next DLC drops.
Yeah. In May. So like
I'll get the DLC like if it's on sale or something. If the season pass, like it's
I got it for Christmas, so it didn't bother me.
Boom, there you go. Yeah.
I gave Lo the game, so he doesn't have any right to complain.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, it's like, am I like gonna be like ostracized for like not having the DLC or anything? I did unlock the void thing for the warlock, which is cool, but I want that other one. But I just got the relic thing for it, so I got to fill it up. So I guess you just fill it up by just doing stuff in the game. Is that right? I'm not sure how that works exactly, but
yeah, it's like through kills, I think.
Okay, so just shoot stuff.
I've got the lightning one, which is my favorite.
Yeah, that one looks cool. That's the one I want. I just like want to like get a clip of me running around like shooting lightning, and then just put like the Static Shock theme song to it, just because.
Because my dude is the Static Shock theme song.
Superhero Static Shock. Whoop whoop.
Oh yeah.
I forget the rest of it. I forget the rest of it. That's the only part I remember.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, it's not. It's real bad.
But it would be cool if I did that with it, though. Like,
yeah, it would. That's true.
Like, I don't know. I got hyped every time I saw that intro. I was like, yeah, Static Shock is on. Cool.
The only thing I remember is him surfing on sewer lids, or whatever you want to call it.
It's either a trash can lid or like a manhole cover or something.
Manhole cover.
Yeah,
something.
Cool. So yeah, that's playing first Destiny, but yeah, I was waiting until Yakuza 6 came around. I'm playing that a few hours every day. Try not to, trying to go outside every once in a while. See, like I've been in the house for a couple of days straight now. I haven't left. And so when I go outside, it's like, oh god, light. Why? Why is this a thing?
But you can go outside in Yakuza.
Yeah, that's what I've been mostly doing. But yeah, Yakuza. Yeah. It picks up. It's such a weird game. So there's I don't know how to call it, like a chapter summary for every single game that's been in the Yakuza series in the past. So you can read up on the story and get the backstory and everything. But essentially what happens is that you go to jail for 3 years. Kiryu is used to going to jail and coming out, and that's just the thing he does in every game.
Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. So he went to jail for 3 years. He came back out. He has this foster. It's not even really a foster daughter, but like someone that he treated as a daughter. And she grew up to become an idol. And when you were in jail, she couldn't wait for the 3 years and kind of just left the orphanage that you and her were kind of running, I guess. And so no one knows where she is, and your whole goal is trying to find her. And in the process of trying to find her, you find out that she had a baby. And so now you're taking care of the kid while she's in a coma, and you're trying to find the father for the kid. That's where I am. It
sounds like a soap opera.
It's, dude.
Like the Japanese equivalent to a telenovela.
Possibly.
That's what it sounds like.
They do have those in Japan. I can't remember what they're called, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I just said that. I'm not sure what it's called either.
Yeah. But I haven't watched those because I get enough of that from wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the game, it's kind of crazy, the stuff that's like blowing my mind in this game, because been in so many other games in in different series, like GTA 5 for instance. There's no like load screens, you just go in and out of shops, but in this one it kind of blows my mind because it's never been done in a Yakuza game. You've always had to load into battles and into shops, but going into and out of battles seamlessly is like, oh my god, this is insane. I don't know why.
Nice.
I posted a few things on Twitter, like videos and stuff, that like the things that are kind of blowing my mind. Like he's able to like mount over obstacles, which is kind of crazy.
Weren't able to do that before?
No.
In the series? That's cool. It's always nice when your favorite series gets like a new mechanic or whatever.
Yeah. I've only played Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza 4, I think. 4 or 5. And so I'm kind of new to the series. I'm just catching up now.
Wait, this is a Sega game, right?
Yeah, it's very much a Sega game.
Okay.
there's a thing. It's basically comes from like the Shenmue. I don't remember if it's the guy that actually made like one of the guys that made Shenmue made this series.
Yu Suzuki.
It might have been. I'm not sure, but it's very much Shenmue inspired, but it's a way better game than Shenmue. Like.
I think I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even close. But yeah, there's a building in the game called Club Sega, and you just go in there and you can play like Super Hang On, and apparently Virtual Fighter 5 is in there. It's just in a different club. Way. Yeah, so you can play all of Virtual Fighter 5.
What? I was gonna ask if it had like that emulator system. That's cool that it has that in the game. That's rad, dude.
Yeah. And there's also like a new Puyo Puyo game in there too, apparently.
Huh.
Like it's not even like a remake of theirs. It's just like, hey, here's a new Puyo Puyo game. Why not?
What? Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten to that arcade yet. One of my friends is that I play the game with. He's been telling me about it in his game. I just want to talk about some of the side quests, because that's kind of what this game is like, kind of known for, is having like outlandish side quests that you just stumble upon. And you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is kind of hilarious. So one of the things I was doing, I was trying to find food. I think it was trying to find food for the baby. And what ended up happening was I ran across this guy who broke up with his girlfriend because he was addicted to live chat. And so he ends up. So Kiryu's he's been in prison. He's an old guy. He's used to phone sex. He's not used to live chat. So the guy takes him to this building to do live chat, and you see Kiryu like hunting and pecking at the keys, trying to talk to the girl. And he gets like he gets way into it, and it's an actual side thing you can do later on, is go back to the club and like
just an activity.
Yeah, it's an activity, and what happens is it's basically like QTEs, but instead of dumb shit happening on screen, you're seeing a lady undress. So
Line the whole virtual waifu dating sim.
No, but it's a real. It's like an FMV. So it's like a real lady like undressing.
That's kind of insane. Those crazy Sega Japanese guys,
Japanese developers, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, gotta push the envelope somehow.
Here's this guy taking care of this kid, trying to be a wholesome ex-Yakuza dad. And
wholesome ex-Yakuza dad.
Yep. And he stumbled upon
this. Is there a site for them? Wholesome Yakuza single dads.com.
That's where the cougars hunt you. Yeah, that's just one of the side stories. It's kind of nuts. There's like
all this on the way to get the baby food, huh? Trying to do something noble, you end up doing something greasy. Typical.
Yeah.
End up doing someone noble.
I've been playing through most of the story modes. I haven't like dabbled too much into the side questing yet. The cutscenes can be like Metal Gear-esque in how long and like intricate it is, because
oh goodness,
it is Yakuza, so it gets right into like the different families that form up a Yakuza faction. And so you have to like you learn about all the different like branches of the Yakuza tree. Like if you're really into crime story stuff, this could be for you. It's all subtitled though. There's no English voices. I don't think there's been English voices in any of the games.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. That's pretty cool. There was another, like, I'll talk about the fighting now. So there's like random fights that happen throughout the game. It's kind of, and they're not like random as in like you're just walking along and all of a sudden you're in a fight. You can run away from them. You can see gangs like walking along the streets and you can take them out or not. And I usually take them out because I actually find the fighting in this one a lot more fun than the other ones. In the previous games, it was a little bit more stiff. There wasn't as much fluidity to it, I found. If you punched in a combo, you were dedicated to that combo and you couldn't break out of it. This one's a little bit more fluid and you can quick step out of combos. Heat actions are still there. For those that don't know what heat actions are, it's that once you gain some rage, like after building, like fighting, you build a meter of rage, and you can use heat actions, and they're basically just like finishers almost. A lot of them are like you grab a dude and then you like give him a neck breaker or something, or you like smash his face into a car and you break the car door, stuff like that. Different weapons and stuff, but I found the combo system in this one a lot more fluid, like I said. There's a really good heat action where you grab a dude, you bring him into a 7-Eleven, and you force a guy to microwave his head.
What?
Yep. Like, you're supposed to believe that none of these guys died. They just get beat up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." Kiryu just murders people in this game.
Apparently,
like straight up murder.
Oh,
there's no way getting around it. Yeah, the fighting's a lot better. Leveling up after every fight, you gain experience. Some other games had like money, so the more money you had, you can unlock like health upgrades, heat upgrades, dodging, fight, like power, stuff like that. This one, it's experience, and you go to the different, you can also gain experience by doing side quests and doing like side activities. In this one, you gain experience from fighting, but you also gain experience from eating. So you can go out to different eateries and eat everything that's on their menu, and you'll gain experience from life. Yeah. There's a thing where you can join a gym and start doing workouts that way. That's another way to gain experience. But for the most part, I haven't been doing that, just like real life. Yeah, this game's a lot of fun. I've been playing it. It throws like random curveballs at you, like just during the story. Like you have to. Now this is actually the one where you're carrying a kid and you're looking for food at night. And so the kid gets upset and forces you to do this like mini game of like, do you sway the kid left to right, or do you pat it on the head in order to calm it down? And there's stuff like that. It's kind of neat. Yeah, it's kind of cute.
Throw it on the ground.
Yep, throw it on the ground. If you get into a fight while you're holding the kid, you just toss the kid to a stranger and you beat up the bad guys. I thought that was kind of hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, like I've been enjoying it. I'm a few hours in, maybe like 6 or 7. You go to different locations. You're back in Kumarocho. I think I said that right. That's like the kind of like the classic. That's where the first game took place, was that location. But now I'm in like Hiroshima, like a subsection of Hiroshima. And I'm just getting through that. There's a lot of, I think this game is really big. I've heard it's like 60 hours if you just play through it. Like the story. And you don't do all the side stuff. Yeah.
This is a console only game, right?
It's PS4 only, yeah.
PS4 only. Okay.
I ordered the special edition.
Oh yeah.
So it came with 2 sick coasters.
What a sick coaster.
2 amazing whiskey glasses.
Are they as amazing as we thought they were going to be?
It's actually got some heft to it. Like it's actually got some like weight to it. It feels like a real glass.
Does it like weight wise? It feels like it costs a little bit of money. Like
yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
It also came with like whiskey stones that you could put in there too.
I love whiskey stones.
And I just threw them in my freezer, so I haven't used them yet. It also came with a pretty cool art book. Flip through that. That looks pretty cool. They actually include some like fan art stuff in there.
Oh, that's neat.
So it's really neat to see.
Good on them.
I hope they got paid to get put into the art book. Honestly, that'd be shitty if it was just like free. It's like, hey, exposure. Right. Yeah, I think it was worth the upgrade.
That's good.
I kind of needed glasses and coasters for my room.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that. That's mostly what I've been playing. Some of the stuff. I'm gonna see if I could think of anything else that I booted up. Played a little bit more Surge, just grinding through that. Played more Tekken 7 because that game's awesome.
Nice.
I'm at the point now where I'm just absolutely destroying my friend playing as King, and so I stopped playing as King so you can get a few wins in. Because I know how that feels when like someone's just demolishing you at a fighting game, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not enjoying this. Like, this is not fun. So I'm like, all right, I'll just play random. I don't care. I like Tekken 7. It's a good game.
Is that the one with Goose? Goose Howard?
Geese.
Goose.
Geese.
I call him Goose. There's only one of them.
What if it's multiple geese that make up one man?
Like if it's a goose fighting goose? That would be a geese battle.
Five, yeah. I don't know. Now I'm confused.
like a Goose Howard battle royale game.
There can only be one goose.
100 geese. Who will survive?
Yeah, I finished off.
Goose must win. That's what it'd be called.
I finished off Pandora tomorrow. I don't remember if I said that or not, but I just want to make sure that was out there. So now I'm on to the Chaos Theory. Let's see if that's any better. Been playing my Switch a lot recently. Just watching Altered Carbon and playing my Switch. I'm mostly playing the Switch for like light puzzle games. Like I'm back at Picross, but I'm doing Mega Picross this time. I see using that as mostly like kind of like a tablet, not like a serious gaming console, but like something for the go. Like there's like a crossword game on there now, and I'm thinking of getting that just because it's like light stuff that you can do while doing something else. Yeah. So that's about it.
Gonna get up on the Labo, huh?
No, I just watched the 4.5-hour stream of guys putting together Labo stuff, and it didn't look fun.
Is that how long it took them to put it together?
The guy didn't even finish the robot.
Really?
In the 4.5 hours, they built a race car. The robots
are pretty big, right?
In the 4.5 hours, they built the race car and they built the piano, but they didn't get to finish the robot. So
that's a pretty good value prop. Like if you're just thinking like amount of time it takes to build it, on top of the amount of fun you get out of it.
The amount of non-fun, maybe. They weren't having a good time.
They weren't, huh?
Well, they're adults. It's not for them.
It might be a bit complicated for kids.
Can be not for them. I don't know why that's so hard.
I don't know. I can't imagine kids nowadays not being interested in that. I think they would lose interest in a really fast time.
Not all kids are the worst.
No, all kids are the worst. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Well, I mean, yes, but I just mean like not every kid is a spoiled little brat that constantly needs stimulation. Like there are still the kids like when we were little that can just entertain themselves for hours with a cardboard box.
Right.
So if they have a cardboard box that plays games, even better.
Exactly. I would be all up on the Labo if I was a kid. Like, yeah, cool, Labo. Yeah. I got a robot. Look at me.
Plus, they've shown all this cool stuff you can do with the garage already. Like, they showed, like, people making guitars that you can, like, strum using the garage abilities. Kind of like the piano. So you could create, like, a whole band full of, like, Labo instruments. And, like, make a Labo symphony.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, even. That's where that would probably be interesting.
I think it's a cool concept, just even on a technical level. It's like, how do you get all this stuff, this thing, like, do all this sort of crap? It's I don't know. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Got my interest.
All right. Anyone have anything else to say before we end the show?
I just wish you weren't so cynical. That's all I have to say. This isn't an intervention, but maybe.
But it kind of is.
I can't wait till Ben's back, and then we can both be cynical.
Yes.
Cynical Clydes.
It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
We can't have more than one of you per podcast.
It's got to get you out of rotation.
Right. It's like dividing by 0 every week.
Justin, where can the people find you and your stuff?
They can find me all over the internet, and by that I mean YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, pretty much primarily. If they look for Zero Score.
Low.
You can find me on Twitter at Nero the Hero, N3R0, THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Nero the Hero with letters. I upload videos every now and then. We just hit 430 subscribers, though. I don't know what I mean by we. It's just me on the channel. But anyways, 430. That's cool. Yeah, me. Oh yeah, me and Bo. We rotate. We're on a rotation, like a free to play. Gotta rotate on that rotation. Yeah,
if I had a twin, I would just switch places with them whenever I didn't want to be somewhere.
It's really convenient because it's like someone will get into a conversation with them. It's like, oh, dude, I'm not Low, I'm Bo. This person's like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm not Bo, I'm Low. Like
if someone comes up to you and you're like, oh man, I haven't seen you in forever, and you don't remember who they are. It's like, oh, you probably know my brother.
Yeah,
Justin. Yeah. Justin,
who are you again?
We're twins. We're the exact same. Our hair is the exact same length too.
Justin, what if this has been Bo all the time? And Lo has never been here.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll never tell.
Man.
Or will I? I don't know.
Mind boned.
Nope.
That was supposed to be a pun, but boned is also a word. So
nope.
It didn't really work. You just boned my mind.
Yeah, that's a little bit, but that's better.
The people are going to get lots of little tidbits of charge shot lore out of this one. We exist in between like dimensions and time continuums, and then I have a twin.
The Mithril Plane. I visit there frequently.
Ah, yes. We're all infinite fourth dimensional beings. We just kind of float between whatever and whenever we feel like it. That's all.
Yep.
Tom's just over here shaking his head, but in another alternate dimension, he's nodding, saying yes. Yeah. Go, boys, go. Because he's the real Thomas.
In one of the other infinite dimensions, Thomas is actually a positive human being.
Yes, and he's nodding right now, saying, go, boys. Those are my boys. Get them, charge shot
Thomas
boys.
Is pretty cool.
Yeah, he is. I mean, this is the
darkest
cool too.
Thomas.
Dark Thomas is necessary, though. Like, we remember, like, in that one fight against the dudes with the stuff? You remember. We were all there. But Dark Thomas did come in handy because he has a particular skill set.
I'm just letting you go. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I'm just throwing stuff out there for the people to piece together. And then hopefully I look forward to the day when we have charge shot theory videos. Charge shot versus battles. Let's start a whole new thing.
I really want to see Dark Thomas just vomit shadow locusts again, though. That was pretty cool.
That was a pretty rad move.
Yeah. It's like, help us, Dark Thomas. You're our only hope.
You can only do that during the eclipse, though, I think. The eclipse is... I remember that was happening at the time.
Yeah.
And good fight.
That was once every,
fight.
like, 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Very conditional power set, that Dark Thomas.
Very conditional.
99% of the time, just a normal guy with a negative attitude.
Just every once in a while, though, he's got that one move, that one clutch move. I think I'm done. That's enough charge shot lore for this one, you guys. Tune in next time. Tune in next week if you enjoyed lore.
I'll just give you had a lot of lore over the last year.
Yeah.
Yes, they have plenty to work with. Now they have more.
I'm just gonna give you like 10 minutes every podcast just to go off on a rant like that.
And just reminisce about an epic battle, or just
Yeah.
We just
That
kind of
may or may not have
it.
happened, or is still to happen, but we know it because we exist outside of time.
It also is happening right now, for all you guys know, over and over again. Every second, a battle
Like
is
the
being
Dormammu
waged.
battle in that stupid Doctor Strange movie.
That movie was fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's okay. Or it's okay. It's fine, as Bo would say.
Is he reverse low?
I'm not sure yet, because I think there's a third one, and I think his name is Go. So I don't know.
You can never get Go though because he's the fast one.
Yeah, he's the speedster, dude.
Yeah.
No, he just passed by just now. I can kind of see him every now and then if I like concentrate real hard, but for the most part, I'm just waiting for my electric powers to manifest. Waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes Dark Thomas sticking in his chair.
And Bo would be a weapons master.
Yeah, that's him.
He just has a long staff with him at all times.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely the close quarters combat.
Yeah. I don't think that weapon pun just played very well, actually, but it's fine. It's a bow staff.
I just got it.
I just got it.
I think we got it at the same time.
Right when he told us.
Yeah, around there. Around the time when I blatantly pointed it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's enough now. No, story time's over, you guys. Come back next week.
I gave
I'm
myself
done.
a leg cramp for this bit.
The lore master is retiring for the evening.
All right. Well then, you can find us all here at chargeshot.com, where all your charge shot lore is that's where
We're
it
gonna
is.
create a lore page of all the things that
more
we talk
lore.
about in the episodes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man, I should.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. I can do that.
Yeah, do it.
We should enter ourselves
like
into the
basically a
versus battle
Wikipedia
with
page
it.
for ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm down. We should do it, please.
Yeah.
We should
Oh.
list feats and achievements too.
Yeah.
I'm multi-couch busting. I'm a multi-couch buster. That's for sure. I'm couch cheater.
You can find me, your host Thomas, over on Twitter at CSG Thomas on Twitter. I've been posting a lot of Yakuza stuff over there, so you can check out some of the videos, see what that game's like. You can check us out at patreon.com/chargeshot. $1 a month gets you early access to our shows, and you can listen to this awesome bit by Lo a week early.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to listen to this a week early?
I
mean-
think Lo has earned your $1.
Yeah, thank you. This has also been the longest
It might
outro
even
ever.
be
I'm
more
pretty
than
sure.
a week early. Who knows? Time is a construct.
It could be 3 weeks early. You don't know.
Yeah. You could be listening to it before we even record it.
You can listen to it while we record it
Yeah.
for $3 a month.
I'm a multi-dimensional existing couch busting lore master with powers that are yet to be seen. And you just have to keep listening in order to find out what those are. Because apparently there's 3 of me. You don't know.
It's
There might be
really
4.
appropriate this episode was recorded on 420.
I know, right? Well,
Yeah, it is.
until then, guys,
Oh,
happy
boy.
420. Bye.
Yeah. Brilliant. That was a good one. That was a really long outro, though, guys. That we ran a little long, I think.
Hey,
You guys
bro.
talk too much. Dude.
Dude, like, have
Dude,
you ever wondered what the stars are, dude?
I don't wonder, dude. I know exactly what they are. They're fucking fireflies, dude.
Dude,
They're fireflies that got caught up in that big bluish black thing, dude. Think about it, man.
dude, am I gonna become a firefly and join them?
Yeah, dude. But only if.
Hey,
Dude, what?
Hey,
Dude,
hey,
what?
Have you ever wondered why the sky is like blue and not like cheese or something?
I don't wonder, dude. I know. Because the sky is like water. That's why water is blue. And that's why the sky is blue. They're reflecting each other, dude.
Wait, so the sky is made of water?
Yeah. It's different water, though. It's like not the same. It's different. I don't know how it's different, but it's different. Just think about it, dude.
So, are planes just like sky boats?
They're basically like metal fish boats, yeah. And submarines are like metal water planes. Yeah. It's just like that, dude. I know. Your mind is being blown multiple times because, yeah, I know, dude.
We need to like rent a helicopter and go drink this guy.
Dude, you had me at helicopter. I know a dude who knows a dude who saved a dude's life once, who knows another dude who is a mild acquaintance of another guy who has a helicopter. So we can do this.
You had me at guy.
Yeah, I know. I just kept going just for good measure. Yeah.
Who's right? Mother fucking sky.
Dude, we're gonna drink the sky, dude. Yeah.
That sounds like a tagline for a product. Drink the sky.
Yeah, I love it.
That's an energy drink. It's a slogan for an energy drink.
With hallucinogenic effects.
I think there's Sky vodka. I think that's a thing.
There is that. Yeah, that's a thing.
Man. I don't know if to put that at the end or at the beginning of this video game newsy news show.
Right
by your host Thomas.
Right in the middle. In the middle.
just mid sentence. Just dude.
Yep.
Today we are joined by Justin.
Dude.
And Lo?
Dude, if I'm a dude and he's a dude and she's a dude, aren't we like all dudes? Hi everyone. How you doing?
Happy 420.
I don't remember how to follow that up.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Lowe's so good at the dude thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's because I'm from California,
that's from Burger, but I don't remember like what the follow-up is. I'm just a good old Midwestern boy.
I don't know.
Shoot up.
No. God. Gotta represent, dude.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't know. Something Canadian, bro.
Talk about poutine or ketchup or something.
I love ketchup on my poutine, eh?
Have you ever eaten that frozen maple syrup thing on a stick? That looks so good. I want to try that.
I did when I was a kid. We actually went to a maple farm for our elementary field trip, and it was like one of the best field trips I ever had.
That sounds really culturally engaging and also sweet and delicious and cold, and I love every part of it.
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
We kind of just went around and we tapped some trees, and then we just ate a bunch of sugar, like maple sugar snacks.
That sounds like the perfect afternoon to me. Tapping trees and eating maple syrup sugar and just
My uncle he makes his own maple syrup. He taps trees up where he lives.
No way.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I was watching this documentary about this whole maple syrup freaking thing, and there was this whole big heist and people just all this. It was I was watching it, I'm like, I am so into this right now. Holy crap. I didn't know it got so greasy in the maple syrup industry and all this. I guess there's a maple syrup union or something like that, and there's and people who are operating outside of it are technically on the black market. They're selling their maple syrup on the black market. I didn't know that was a thing. That's crazy.
Dude, every industry has their own black market, their own black stamp, dude.
So dude, so black people, when they shop on the black market, do they just shop on the really black market, dude? Or is it the double black market? I don't understand.
I think it's just the market, and every other market's the white market.
They just call it the market? That makes a lot of sense.
What about the Asian market and the brown market?
Well, they have black markets. It's all the black market to everyone else, but to just black people, it's just the market. Whoa.
What's the brown market?
It's the one that's semi illegal, but it's partially legit, but semi not.
I thought it was just like a flea market for poop.
It's also
like,
that.
like
It's just
newer
like
sales, you know.
That's where the semi-legal part comes in.
It's just a
Everything
shittier
has a little
version
bit
of the
of poop on it.
market. That's all it is.
I like that. That works.
There's even markets within markets.
Okay.
Remember when this was a news show?
Yeah, let's get into
I
the
remember
news.
that. How about that news, huh?
The
First,
jingle happens and everything.
the first piece of news is real light. It's Nintendo is going to have Night Trap on the Switch. So if you're looking forward to playing some Night Trap on your Switch, here it comes. It was announced for coming this summer, both digitally and physically. So if you're interested in that, pick it up. If you're not, move on. New game from Platinum is coming to mobile. It's a new character action game called World of Demons. You guys heard about this?
No, but it looks like Okami, and that's cool. I like that art style.
It looks like it's kind of based off like a kind of a similar thing, lore.
And I respect, like, I'm not a big mobile gamer. I've said that before, but I respect games that like understand that they're mobile games and like actually cater to the gameplay to that. So I like that you basically like you tap on an enemy and it auto combos, you know, Platinum style, but like you control like the dashing and like dodging of it. So like there's still gameplay elements, but like you're not button mashing because that doesn't really play well on mobile devices.
Right.
So it sounds like it's gonna work really well, and I don't know. It looks like there's also somewhat of a like an elemental triangle to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll have like a Fire Emblem type thing where you have to like match the different elements or something, or how that works.
It seems like there's
maybe each
different
character you have.
Yeah, there's different
Like
characters. Each character comes with their own finishing move based on the weapon they have equipped. At the right time, players will need to paint a symbol on the screen, like Okami, like you said, to execute a killing blow. You're going to be fighting yokais.
Demons.
Yeah, demons. Or ghosts.
Ghost demons.
And you can also summon them. I guess that's where the elemental thing comes along. They probably are summoned as magic after you beat them. Which is pretty cool.
It's going to be free to play. So there's going to be in-game currency you can earn or buy with real-world money to acquire more yokai.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
They're consumables.
Yeah. Does it say Android? I think it's coming to Android and iOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, sure. If it's free, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I'm always willing to check out like interesting sounding mobile games. I just usually like check out of them. Pardon the pun. Pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm getting more into mobile games, so I'm gonna be checking that out. Puzzle Fighter is Puzzle Fighter closing as Capcom focuses on Dead Rising development.
I remember Puzzle Fighter.
Yeah, this is soon to be no more, leaving the iOS and Android stores on July 1st. So the game is actually going away completely.
Interesting.
This is a Puzzle Fighter. It's basically based off the Street Fighter franchise. If you remember that. Basically, the news is that there's going to be another Dead Rising apparently, and I'm
Not sure why.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't think the last game did that well. I don't know. I'm not really itching for more Dead Rising. Like I tried to play 4, like 3 I tapped out of like a few hours in. 4 I barely even played. So and I like the Dead Rising games, but I don't know. I think it needs to go away for a while, and it's not.
Agreed.
The Darwin project is going free to play. Is this the game that you were hinting at, Lo? No?
No.
Okay. Well.
But also, yes. But also, maybe. I don't know.
Lo is just like on a different level today. I think he really is celebrating 420.
Maybe I'm just messing with everybody.
But yeah, like it's going free to play. It's still in early access. I actually started downloading the game. I think they have duos now, you were saying?
Yeah, they have duos. They don't have squads yet. I think that's the next thing they're working on.
Okay.
I can do some duos.
Well, I've got it downloaded, so.
Sweet. You can rotate out or something, you know.
Yeah.
Or we can play something else
Loser
that includes
joins or
3
whatever.
people.
That too. Whatever.
Hey, Thomas.
What?
Can you do some freaking transitions over here?
No. Never. I've been
missed
burned on
them.
the transitions.
He's Dark Thomas, remember? Dark Thomas doesn't do transitions. We tried. Remember that one time we tried to make him, and then there was the dimensional tear, and then just I don't even want to get into that. That was weird. That was weird. Weird times with the
Whatever
charge.
that was that came out, I think ate all the transitions.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I do not want to see that thing again. That was nuts.
Speaking of game going free to play, a free to play game called Animal Crossing is adding loot boxes.
Ugh.
Okay, so of course I have thoughts about this.
Let's hear this.
This game has been very microtransaction heavy in the first place, like ever since it came out. A lot of the leaf ticket type stuff, like you use leaf tickets for everything, and you do get plenty in the game, but not nearly as many as they expect you to use. Like the smallest things can take like 200 leaf tickets just to do. Like speeding up how long it takes to make a piece of furniture, for example, uses leaf tickets to speed that up. Or like there's certain markets where like you can only buy things with leaf tickets instead of bells. You can spend leaf tickets to get more bells, like all this stuff. And so it's already been a problem. But now they're adding in a new currency, which is fortune cookies. So they're basically the loot boxes. Sorry, not a currency, a new thing. And some of them can be bought with bells, but others can only be bought with leaf tickets. And these fortune cookies have different things like clothing, furniture, like exclusive things to the fortune cookie shop are added in. And there's different things you can get depending on which type of cookie you get. So that means there's also exclusive things in the leaf ticket cookies. So technically, like, this isn't the bad kind of microtransaction where you can only get them with, real currency. Because you can get leaf tickets in the game. You can get bells in the game. Like, that's all attainable through the game. There's nothing sleazy going on here, really. But some of these are really expensive. Like, I think it had an example of like 2,500 leaf tickets or something like that.
Oh my.
Which, if you want to buy that with real money, it's $79.
No way.
Yeah.
So it's so they're trying to hook either people who are willing to pay that amount of money or people who are just so stingy that they don't want to pay that amount of money. They'll just grind the game out. Either way, they'll get people continuously playing the game.
Right. It's a major grind to get that. Like, that's why I wasn't really enjoying the game, because it just felt like a grind. It didn't feel like Animal Crossing.
It's not like the Animal Crossing good kind of grind.
Right. Because there's a lot of grind in Animal Crossing. Don't get me wrong.
But it's good. So good.
But the thing here is there's also like these stamp cards, which can be used to get like some super rare items. And the leaf ticket cookies will earn you stamps on your stamp card. So they're basically saying like the only way you can get these super rare, like hard to get items are by filling up your stamp cards, which can take 10 stamps, and you only get the stamps for them from the leaf ticket cookies that you pretty much have to spend money to get. So if you want to like collect the super rare stuff, you basically have to spend money, because it would be impossible to get enough leaf tickets to get that many cookies, to get that many stamps to fill up your stamp card. Like, there's just so many things in Animal Crossing.
Just so many layers to this grind. It's ridiculous. Holy crap. Right.
But in their defense, these fortune cookies do actually tell you what could show up in that cookie and the chance of each of those things appearing.
Oh.
So it does, it does what they all say with loot boxes, like the fear of it all. It gives you the odds and what you could get. So they're doing it right. It's just there's too much. involved in it.
Yeah.
And it feels so not Nintendo in a gross way.
It's
but it's a free-to-play game, and you don't have to spend money on it. So, like, I personally don't see why people are making such a big deal out of it, aside from it just, like, being a bad practice. But it's a free-to-play game, and you gotta make money. So if 10% of the people actually spend money on this new stuff, the other 90% aren't affected by it, but those 90% are the ones that are mad, because the 10% are fine spending money on it.
Right.
So it's like, why are you mad when you're not going to spend money on it anyway? You're just mad that it's not free for you in a free game that you don't have to play. Like, pick your battles, people. So it's kind of weird. But
what studio was developing this game? Do you know?
It's Nintendo, but it's like there's a mobile division of Nintendo that are kind of on their own. And a lot of the mobile games have had like subcontractors kind of on the mobile side of things. Like Pokemon Go is Niantic. I think Mario Run was DNA, I want to say. This one might be too. I don't know. Fire Emblem was someone, I don't remember who. But yeah, it's developed by Nintendo, quote unquote. Like, that is who it is. I just don't know who all is involved in that.
Interesting.
But it's not like they're pulling resources away from whatever actual Animal Crossing game they're making. It's an entirely own little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Iwata wouldn't like what's happening right now, and that bothers me. But again, it's totally optional. Like, if you don't like this practice, just don't spend money on it. It's not a big deal.
Or just don't play the game at all, if you hate it that much.
If you're playing this game, you must enjoy the grind, because that's all it is. So just grind. You're already doing it.
Most free-to-play games are just that, a grind,
Yeah. It's fine, but it's gross.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of mobile games?
I was going to go with the Nintendo factor, but what's the other mobile game we have?
A new Castlevania game was announced for iOS.
Oh, I don't have that news story in here.
Fail. Castlevania Grimoire of Souls announced for iOS. There was not a release date announced, but it's kind of like... It's a fully new Castlevania game, only on mobile devices, made by Konami. But it's kind of like a best of type thing. It stars Genya Arikado, who was from the Sorrow games, like Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow. He wasn't the main character of that, but he was in it. And then you can use different characters from past Castlevania games that you kind of unlock throughout.
That's cool.
There's like Alucard, Simon, Charlotte, Shanoa, Maria. Soma is also shown on like the main screen, but he wasn't listed in the article. So yeah, there's a bunch of different characters, and it looks like they all work in pairs together. Like Genya's matched with Lucy, who I think is a new character. And yeah, I mean it's Castlevania. Like, it actually looks really good. I love the art style on it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But it looks a little bit more basic. Like, it's kind of a classic Castlevania, whereas I prefer the more Metroidvania, like modern ones. But it definitely feels like you're just kind of, going forward, attacking things, grabbing chests. There's not a lot of like non-linearity to it. But there is a few different kind of additions they've added in. There's a 4-player co-op boss rush with, those other playable characters included in that, and a 4 versus 4 competitive mode where you're just basically fighting each other, and that sounds really cool.
Interesting.
And then there's some compilation stuff, like some music, like a music player in there with a bunch of songs from old games, and just kind of like a bestiary almost, like a kind of a look into the history of the series. But yeah, this is kind of a surprise. Like, this is a fully fledged Castlevania game, which we haven't had in a while. It's just a shame it's kind of locked away on mobile, especially on iOS, because I won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
But maybe there's hope yet that Konami will actually make a Castlevania game. Like, this proves that they remember that it's a thing. Between this and the new anime that did really well, there's actually some like some interest in Castlevania again. So I just hope it's the start of many. That's why I wanted to include it. Just not because I care about this, but because I care that Castlevania matters again.
Right.
So right now it's Japan only though.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Konami and the fact that they don't really make games anymore.
No.
Speaking of a series that went away for a long time, Serious Sam. There was just a new one announced. Serious Sam 4, Planet Badass.
Yeah.
You guys ready to fight?
Series I don't really know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are you guys ready to fight headless dudes with bombs in hands? And I guess that reference would go over your head. But,
Bombs as hands?
Bombs
Those
in hands.
guys go.
Yep. Yep.
So just your bombing.
I've played a very little bit of Serious Sam. I think it was during the holidays I bought a collection or something which has like all of them up until 3 or whatever. So I'd played one of the older ones like months back, but then I saw this article, then I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, I have all those Serious Sam games. Let me try one. So I tried 3. I hopped into it. It was just like I just did the survival thing, which that ramps up really fast. It's like it starts with like 4 little like crab dudes, and next thing you know, there's like giant monsters coming at you and stuff. So it seems cool. It was like seems like a straight up kind of horde mode, wave based kind of shooter. So yeah. So it seems cool. I'll probably check out 3 now that I realize what it is exactly. I knew it was like a shooter. I just didn't really realize like what it was. But yeah, this new one looks interesting.
Yeah, was the last one like last gen? I don't really know what Serious Sam is.
It goes back a ways, but the last one came out in 2011.
2011.
Really?
Yeah. Serious Sam 3 was 2011. Yeah.
Oh my god. That seems.
When did the first one come out? Even
that seems way too close. First game was released 2001. That seems a little bit more like
2001.
Yeah.
Dang. So this series has been around for like 17 years, and this is the 4th game.
Yeah.
Well, there was a VR game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was released last year.
Fair.
But yeah, like Serious Sam, I think the only one that I played was the first one, and I had a demo disc of it. And it was so simple. It was just like mowing down people that just ran at you. I was so confused of like what to do.
It's just shooting. Yeah, it's just waves.
Shooting dudes.
Waves. It's awesome, actually. I like it a lot.
Was it like Wolfenstein style, like the classic Wolfenstein Doom games on SNES?
The maps are pretty open, so it's like you have a lot of space to run around in and stuff. So they just throw monsters and stuff at you. You just survive as long as you can. Like when I was playing 3, I was for a minute or 2. It just had like a timer, so it just like when I died, it's like, oh, you survived for 5 minutes or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if there's anything more to it than that. I know it has a story mode, but I haven't checked that out yet.
Yeah, I only played a demo, so I didn't get the full Serious Sam experience, I guess. But it's kind of in the vein of a Doom like.
There is a little more bright and colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first ones were a little more cartoony. I feel like just like
it's very over the top and cartoony. Yeah. There is a 3rd-person option apparently. I don't remember that at all.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
There's an option to like change the camera to that. You can buy it for like $2.20 Canadian right now.
The first encounter.
The first encounter. Yeah.
Yeah. 2009. Wow. I feel like it came out before that, but I guess not.
No, this is the first game. Came out in 2001.
I just kind of assumed it was a shooter, but I didn't even know it was a shooter. Actually, at first when I saw this, I thought it was the Sam & Max games.
Oh, really?
Oh, I remember.
I was like, oh wait, no, Serious Sam's a different thing. I don't know what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's not a series that I'm very fond of, but it was all right. I think if they made a new one now, it would be a good horde mode game, like Lo said. I think probably what is it now? Gears of War probably took inspiration from that when they made their horde mode. Was this because all it is waves of enemies from what I remember.
Yeah, that's all it is pretty much. Like I think I played one of like the older ones, and it was pretty much like you start in one area, you shoot a bunch of enemies, then you move to a next area, shoot more waves of enemies, and you kind of progress through this map like that. But
yeah,
It's pretty
I
shallow.
still like that character though with the bombs for hands that just runs and yells at you. It's pretty good.
But it sounds like from this like slight teaser trailer they released that it might be more of an open world type thing and potentially
cool.
multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was
So
some
maybe they're trying to
multiplayer in the first
expand out
game.
that gameplay element
Yeah,
a little more.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure it'll be at E3.
Yeah, it says expect more at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the E3 trailer is gonna blow us away.
I'll just play more of 3 in the meantime because it seems cool. Seems like my kind of game, you know.
Serious Sam, that's not a name I've heard since
Serious Sam.
Since Yonder. I don't know.
Hmm.
Speaking of serious topics, a game released I think today or yesterday called I Hope, and I kind of just want to put this in here because it's kind of neat. It's a 3D platformer, but 100% of all the sales that are made of that game goes to a charity called Game Changer,
Mm-hmm.
and it supports children who fight cancer. It's very on the nose about it in the game. Like, there's a evil force in the world called cancer, and that you're trying to fight.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like that's
The
kind
game
of
looks
neat.
cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I think
need
it's
more
10...
of these like kind of mascot type platformer adventure games.
Yeah, it's
Agreed.
an adventure platformer. Yeah. Yeah, 100% all the sales go to that charity. I think it's an Xbox and PC only game. It's $10 on the Microsoft Store. So if you want to support charity, $10 you get a game. I haven't seen any reviews or anything on it, so I can't tell you what the quality is, but it's a nice cause.
There's a video here.
Yeah.
It looks like there's some pretty varied kind of traditional like platform adventure game variety here. Like, you know, there's random little puzzle sections throughout that mix up the gameplay. Combat looks pretty simple. You have like a staff and like some limited magic powers. Main character's name is Hope, so you know, Hope versus cancer. Like,
yeah,
very
yeah.
on the nose.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I like it. It's nice. Like, it's a way to to support things and like also a, you know, very like easy to talk about way, because it's like, hey, this game, like if you play this game, it's actually really good. You support cancer research. Like, why would you not?
Seems like a solid platformer to me, just from like the trailer that I've seen.
If it was a bad game, that'd be one thing, but it looks good. And so like $10 to support cancer and play a great game, like obviously.
Plus $10 is a fair price, even if it was like an okay game. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not paying $10 for a game that like I'll at least get.
I mean,
know.
that's charity money. Like,
Exactly.
it doesn't even matter if you play the game at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It being good is just, you know, icing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've got no transitions for these last 3 stories that I have.
There's more than 3 stories.
Well, I must have missed a lot of stuff that you put in then. This next story I have is SNK is using its own classic compilation console. It's kind of just, it's the SNK 40th anniversary, and all there is really is just an image that has a Neo Geo blanket over it.
Ooh.
It's probably just going to be something in the vein of like a SNES Mini or classic.
Neo Geo Classic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it came out after the show last week that Genesis Classic thing is being made by AT Games, the same ones that have made all the other garbage
Yeah, and
Sega consoles.
Wonderful.
we were so confused about that because it's the Mega Drive, which was just the name of the Genesis, which is already made here.
It was like some trademark nonsense or whatever. That's why they had to change the name overseas.
Yeah, I can't remember what I thought it was. It was the first one.
The Master System?
The Master System. That's what
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully this SNK thing is like an actually like officially licensed thing, and not just, hey, we're gonna hand this off to a third party that won't do a good job.
That would be
That's
nice.
the only reason that Nintendo stuff has done well. It's like
Right.
the fact that it's a compilation of you know, loved games on a little piece of plastic isn't that special. But it's actually made by Nintendo and like licensed out by them, and like they have full control over the quality of it.
Right.
Whereas like there's been other like the Atari collections and stuff like that that have the same level of, you know, like memorability, whatever.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And they're just poorly made and don't emulate well, so there's no reason to get them. So I think I don't know, maybe SNK has the ability to do it right.
We'll see.
But it would also probably just be like fighting games for the most part.
Yeah, mostly fighting games. There are like some like arcade games that are like were cult hits. I'm sure they'll throw those in there too.
SNK was the arcade stuff. Like
they had a couple of beat 'em ups. There was a couple of beat 'em ups too, if I remember correct. Metal Slug.
If they have a little like classic console that actually has a screen on it, like a little mini arcade cabinet with a bunch of their games, that would actually be pretty cool.
That'd be
neat. Yeah.
I'd get behind that just because that's how I remember all SNK games is like an arcade cabinet, you know. So
yeah,
that'd be pretty rad. Aero
like,
Fighters,
not one that's just have to hold, but like it sits on a countertop, so it's like, you know, kind of a
like a bar stool thing,
computer monitor sized little mini console.
Yeah. Like you sit at a bar and you could play it on the counter.
Because I really want like to build my own custom arcade cabinet someday when I have the money and resources.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
But like they're prohibitively expensive just to even like get the materials and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you get something like that's like kind of a mini piece and then just like modify it, you know, take the internals out and modify it, that's a great like starting point just to put like a Raspberry Pi or something into.
Oh heck
and
yeah!
Have any game you want with the stick and everything already in there. Plus they're just cool.
Yep.
And this seems like the image here seems like it's a taller kind of like arcade cabinet shaped thing.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We'll have more on the story at a later time. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 not going to have a traditional single player mode.
Oh no!
Allegedly.
Is it allegedly?
According to sources with knowledge of the product status, nothing is confirmed.
So yeah, you guys don't care about Call of Duty, but I don't know. I think Black Ops had like the most out of all their offshoot series. I think that one was kind of considered like the better game for single player and multiplayer. Especially when they came out with Black Ops. Like Black Ops 1 had a really good single player campaign, like a good story. Black Ops 2 had the different diverging paths that you could take, which never paid off in Black Ops 3. Which is kind of like why people were so let down by 3. And now they're just getting rid of it entirely. Or allegedly, I guess. But still, if it doesn't come out with a single player campaign, I might not pick. Like me and my friend were thinking of picking up a multiplayer game to play together. And we're like, oh, Call of Duty, that's like a classic for us.
Yeah.
And now we're thinking about possibly not picking it. Like I'm thinking about not possibly picking it because I really do enjoy those single player campaigns.
Me too.
And it's one of the reasons why I play them. Like Infinite Warfare, I didn't even bother with the single player campaign, and then World War II, I didn't bother with it either because it wasn't that sorry, Infinite Warfare, I played the single player campaign, I didn't play the multiplayer, and then World War II was kind of the opposite, where it was a bad single player campaign, but I ended up trading it in or returning it anyways because I didn't like the single player.
Well, I don't care about Call of Duty, but I have two kind of like counterpoints to this. One is that it says, you know, allegedly it won't have a traditional single player story. So it could mean that it's more of a Titanfall type thing where like the story elements are just built into the multiplayer game. So it's like you and your friends, like your squad together are like, you know, running through, like picture like the World War II one where it's like everyone on the beach of Normandy or whatever, but all those people are players, something like that, where it's like an active like story mode built around you as you play.
Titanfall tried that, it didn't work.
Well, I'm not saying that like it's like Titanfall. I'm just saying that was the best example I could think of as kind of a multiplayer story mode. But more of a cinematic thing where it's like you're just running through, like Destiny 2, I guess. You know, you've got your squad together, and as you're running through the levels, like the story is happening around you. Or it could be that they're just not going to release the single player with the game at launch because people don't care about that really. Like the main ones that buy it like right away are the ones that get into multiplayer immediately and maybe jump to the single player eventually, but for the most part just play with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have a single player campaign released as like DLC.
I can see that happening too.
Or as a standalone, like, you know, have like, I don't think they do this because they're going to put out a $60 game either way, but have a standalone like Black Ops 4 multiplayer and then like a, you know, like what they did with Uncharted 4 and then the expansion that ended up being a standalone release, like just kind of putting out a separate thing that's just a single player game for people that don't care about the multiplayer but want like a Call of Duty story experience.
So here's the thing. So I've been playing these games for a while, and they actually do that sometimes, where they break out 2 different versions that you could buy, one with multiplayer only, like a multiplayer starter pack, and like a single player game, and they usually split those up like $30 each. I think I might be wrong about that, but I know they have split that up in the past because they actually gave away Black Ops 3 multiplayer on PC in a Humble Bundle, and then all you got was the multiplayer section. You didn't get the single player section, and you didn't get any of the bonus maps or anything like that. So they could be just messing around with their with the way they sell the game, which is true.
Yeah.
Like that could very well be a possibility. It's just like zombies. I don't know anyone that likes zombies. Like, I don't know why they keep doing it. I guess people.
Yeah, that's
are
always
playing
a tacked on mode after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Get
see
stupid celebrities in there to sell it, but that's about it.
What was it? What was I gonna say? I can't remember. I think that they're gonna like focus on like co-op stuff instead, like Spec Ops stuff. So that might be fun.
Oh yeah, I remember those missions being fun.
But it's just a shame that like Activision's gonna, well, allegedly drop it. But we'll have more information, I guess, at E3.
Yeah,
it's coming up
What's
soon.
interesting here is they've said for a little while. Sorry, you can do your transition in a second. They've said for a little while that they're going to be remastering Modern Warfare 2, but just the single player part of that. So, like, what if for some weird reason they bundle the remaster of Modern Warfare 2 with the multiplayer of Black Ops 4 and call that the game?
I can see that. I can easily see that. Yeah.
So, like, instead of making new single player, they just throw that remaster single player in there.
Totally. Yeah.
I think that would be a bad choice, but it would, it would sell both of them together. It's extra.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Black Ops single player stuff. Yeah. Black Ops 2 was so cool because I didn't like the RTS elements that were in that game, like those RTS missions. But it was like so cool to see like Activision and like Call of Duty like mix up their formula, and now it's kind of just very samey these last few ones.
Checking the boxes. It's checking the boxes.
All right. So what other stories do we have, Justin?
There's new IP from Sega, map selection and player unknowns, and Kingdom Hearts 3 minigames.
Oh, yeah. So while I was screwing around with my tabs, I completely skipped over the Yakuza one because I was trying to do transitions after you called me out on that. So, yeah.
Oh, sure. Blame me for you missing news.
Yep.
Host.
Feels
so triggered.
So yeah, Sega Sammy CEO Haruki Satomi confirms that the Yakuza studio is working on a brand new IP for consoles.
Aha.
So yeah, Yakuza 6 is kind of the end of the Kiryu saga. So it kind of makes sense that they're moving on to a different IP, or like I would expect a different Yakuza story. But the fact that they're washing their hands from the Yakuza and just be going, all right, let's throw on something new, like that could be cool. There's not a whole lot of
new Sega IPs. It's been a while.
Yeah,
that's weird.
No more like
skeptically optimistic.
You guys don't. Okay, I'm trying to think of jokes, but I'm drinking and it's not really working out.
Are you drinking out of your Yakuza?
I am.
Your Yakuza glass?
My Yakuza.
I like saying Yakuza.
Yeah.
It also says they're working on some. They have plans for new IPs on arcade and mobile.
Yeah.
Which is
Cool.
weird choices. But...
Yeah, very interesting. Well, it's Sega, so they make interesting choices. So.
Yeah, I guess Sega does still focus on arcades quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think they're pretty big on arcade stuff. I remember.
Well, Japan, mostly.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
cool though. Good for them.
Yeah, when you play Yakuza, you can experience all that arcadiness. They Club Sega, like I said in the previous show.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Map selection finally being added to PUBG. You can finally select the maps that you want to go to.
Ooh.
So if you hate the desert map, you can go back to the
It's going to the
classic.
test server first, but
Yeah. They said that this was going to come a few months ago, and it's finally being implemented.
Kind of like mantling, huh? How long did that take before from when
They announced that like in the
directly?
summer, and it came out in 1.0. So December.
But it sounds like they're really rushing their third map. I think because they want that smaller Fortnite map.
I haven't even played the third map yet.
It's not out yet.
It's I'm
saying they're rushing it. I think
there's ways you can get in to play that now.
There are.
Yeah, they've been giving out beta keys like a whole bunch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they were going to do the icy one, and then they just like skipped it to this Fortnite map.
Well,
the Fortnite map.
Check the boxes. Gotta check those boxes, man. They're doing something successful. Let's also do that thing successful. Which is funny because, if I remember correctly, there were some people from the Battlegrounds team that were calling out for it. You're copying us, man. You're copying our idea.
But now Fortnite's more successful, so it's time for Battlegrounds.
The irony.
Did we talk about the fact that Cliff Blazinski like tweeted out that Epic Games is stealing his staff?
I don't remember seeing that. Do I even follow Cliff Blazinski?
I follow Cliff because his Twitter is kind of crazy, and I enjoy reading it.
His Twitter is kind of crazy.
That man is crazy.
He's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But in a way that I kind of enjoy.
And he's entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's
the Blue Hole's been pretty crazy too. I mean, we've skipped a lot of the PlayerUnknown news lately, I think, because it's past.
Yeah.
But like, you know, there's the stuff about like them suing games with frying pans as playable weapons.
Right. Yeah.
Because apparently Battlegrounds did it first, even though I friggin' played Princess Peach in Mario RPG with a frying pan like 15 years ago.
Yeah, Earthbound had frying pans.
Oh boy.
And Team Fortress had a frying pan.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
Gee,
talking about grasping at straws. It is good they're adding in these things that people have been wanting, because I know like they were worried about map selection and like it, you know, leading to larger load times and stuff.
Fracturing the player base.
It's
but I mean, their player base is so big, they don't have to worry about that right now.
Right, and like if people find that they're having a long wait time, they can turn off, like they can allow all maps. Like if they're willing to wait for what they want, then that's fine. That's not that's their choice, you know.
So what was the last news story?
Just a little one. Kingdom Hearts 3 will feature classic LCD style mini games. There's going to be like basically what's called Classic Kingdom that exists in like a little tablet thing that Sora has with him, and they're kind of like Game & Watch looking little mini games that you can play. The 4 they've shown off so far are Barnyard Battle, The Carnival Kid, Giant Land, and Musical Farmer. They kind of have like the Steamboat Willie art style, but like they play like Game & Watch titles where it's kind of that chunky, like, you know, move like a whole piece at a time type. And it's interesting. I don't know. I feel like this isn't what they need to show off of the game right now.
Right.
But you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 news is trickling out, so I'll take what I can get.
Right.
But they did say that these games will also be coming to the mobile RPG, Kingdom Hearts Union X, which I've heard is good, but I don't care. It's a mobile Kingdom Hearts game. It's not that fun, but some people like it. So, if you want to see what those games are before this comes out, I think they'll be out before that in Union X. So check them out there. But that's pretty much it there.
One thing I wanted to start doing going forward is talk about games that are releasing in this past week, so we could just bring them up. And so I'm going to be pulling these from Wikipedia. Over this past week, we had Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. It was released on PC. I heard the PC version was kind of fucked up. Like it wasn't a good port.
Did the Switch version come out too?
Not yet, no. We had Wild Guns Reloaded, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, Metal Max Xeno, God of War, and Nintendo Labo. So, that was your releases of the week. I'm looking forward to picking up God of War at one point, maybe later this year on a sale.
Yeah, I really want that game, but I can't spend $60 on anything right now.
Yep. I hear it's one of the best ones of the year so far.
Yeah, it's on a lot of people's Game of the Year lists already. Like, top of it.
Nice.
Looking forward to getting that. So, until then, Justin, where can people find your stuff?
They can look up Zero Score on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, maybe other places. I don't know. Just search for it and see what shows up. Maybe just Google Zero Score and see how original I am with my naming.
And Bo.
I'm actually Go.
Whichever.
Yeah. Oh, Go.
Actually, okay. I knocked the other two guys out, put them in the closet, just probably at the beginning of the podcast, actually.
You're so fast. I didn't even see.
Yeah. Dude. Anyways, you can find me or my other two doppelgangers struggling for supremacy on Twitter at Nero the Hero, N3R0, THEH3R0.
Are you going to start doing that now? Or are you just going to start tweeting as different people? Three different people? Oh my god.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of felt like I was doing that already. But anyways, you can also find me on YouTube at Nero the Hero, just all letters. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can also find us here on Charge Shot every week for the most part, just with the Charge Shot boys, showing it up, keeping them on their toes, because too fast for you.
I'm honored that you slowed down for a few minutes to grace us with your presence, though.
Oh yeah, it's actually really dangerous for me to do that. I might die. So let's wrap this up.
You can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also check us out here at chartshot.com for all of your zany goofs with the Chart Shot boys. And you can check
the out of order goofs.
The out of order goofs.
We might be in order, actually. You don't know.
We're in order. You're out of order.
You're out of order.
You can get our goose in order though at patreon.com/chartshot. You can sign up for $1 a month there and get our goose in order.
Become a patron to get everything in order.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
give us dollars so all this free stuff makes sense.
That'll be our shtick. That'll be our gimmick.
Yeah, I didn't think about that actually. The other show does come out first if you're a patron.
That's true. Oh, brilliant.
All right, guys. Until then, guys, enjoy your games.
Enjoy your games. Gotta go fast. Zoom, zoom.
To the moon. Oh, maybe not. Oh, boy.